I mean, if you walked into like a high-stakes R&D lab today, you probably wouldn't hear them talking strictly about engineering.
Right, you'd hear them talking about track and field or maybe competitive rowing.
Yeah, exactly. Or even like hiding skeletons. Welcome to today's deep dive. We are looking at a source deck of common workplace idioms.
And, we're not here to just define them for you. You definitely already know what they mean.
Oh, for sure. Our mission today is to decode this hitter language. We want to unpack exactly how and why corporate culture, well, weaponizes these phrases to manage morale or deflect blame.
Because mastering these phrases is really like getting a shortcut to being an insider in any boardroom or lab.
It really is. So, okay, let's unpack this. The first one is jump the gun. We all know it comes from a track and field false start, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, why use an athletic metaphor for a multi-million-dollar tech failure? Like, our sources talk about a disastrous scenario where a team announces new module specs before final validation.
Well, because it sanitizes the error. In engineering, launching unvalidated specs is, a critical failure of impulse control.
It can completely derail a product line.
Right. But by calling it jumping the gun, management subtly reframes this massive strategic miscalculation into like an overeager athletic mistake.
Oh, I see. It implies the team was just moving too fast because they were so eager to win the race.
Exactly. It's a behavioral modification tool disguised as a sports reference.
Wow, yeah. But when that impulse control fails, the whole team's momentum really drags, which brings up this idea of physical interdependence, what the sources call pulling one's weight.
Right, which obviously comes from rowing.
Yeah, where every single person in the boat literally has to pull their own physical mass through the water.
Mm.
But wait, isn't that just a really convenient way for management to offload pressure?
How do you mean?
Like, if you miss a deadline, suddenly it's not the company's unrealistic timeline to blame, it's the quote-unquote dead weight on the team.
That is the psychological genius of the phrase. It completely redirects the friction.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in these high-pressure R&D environments, engineers are totally interdependent. By framing the work as pulling your weight, management turns structural corporate pressure into horizontal peer pressure.
So you aren't working late for the shareholders.
Exactly. You're working late so your colleagues don't have to physically drag your mass across the finish line?
That makes so much sense.
Mhm.
But, what happens when that peer pressure just isn't enough? Budgets get slashed, you miss the deadline anyway, and you end up with your back against the wall.
Which is where we leave sports entirely and enter combat.
Yeah, it's like playing a video game where you're just cornered by the boss, there's nowhere to retreat, you just have to fight.
And what's fascinating here is how much capital companies spend trying to avoid that exact desperate state.
Right, they do this through aggressive due diligence or looking for a skeleton in the closet.
Precisely. Our materials detail this scenario of a legal team investigating a startup right before a merger.
They aren't just auditing balance sheets, are they?
No, not at all. They are actively hunting for reputation-destroying secrets. They want to ensure they aren't buying the very thing that will eventually push their own backs against the wall.
Right, they want to make sure they aren't inheriting a ticking time bomb.
Because a hidden scandal or like an unpatched critical flaw can suddenly corner a billion-dollar enterprise overnight.
But even with all that aggressive closet checking, I mean, prototypes still fail in the lab.
Oh, absolutely. Millions of dollars go up in smoke all the time.
Which brings us to the ultimate post-failure directive. Keep one's chin up.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, this is where the language gets very biological.
Wait, really? Biological.
Yeah, dropping your head is essentially a mammalian posture of submission or defeat.
Oh, right, or just pure exhaustion.
Exactly. So physically lifting your head, keeping your chin up, forces a physiological posture of courage.
So when a prototype fails, leadership uses this to mandate a physical reset.
It's an instruction to weaponize your own optimism so you can endure the next grueling iteration.
Man, so we've gone from the starting blocks into the rowing boat, fought off an attack against the wall, raided the closet for skeletons, and finally forced our heads up after a failure.
It really maps the entire psychological arc of a high-stakes corporate project.
It totally does. And it leaves you with this final thought. If our everyday corporate language is built almost entirely on intense physical exertion, hidden dangers, and literal combat, what does that actually reveal about how we subconsciously view the modern workplace?